Imagine approaching a bus stop. It's just a normal bus stop. The sun is shining, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. A few people are waiting for the bus, but it's nobody that you know. And the bus is 2 minutes late. Won't make any difference. Now, we approach this same bus stop again. However, this time, my mind interprets it all in a very different way. A bus stop is a horrible place. It's a place where I have to wait for a bus that I don't want to get on, that is going to take me somewhere I don't want to go. And I have to share this awful place with people I don't like and who surely don't like me either. I mean, why would they? Anyone can see I'm a total failure. And they're all enjoying the sunlight. Everyone here is happy except for me, and it's my own fault that I'm not. And now the bus is 2 minutes late. I give up. I've worked so hard to get here, overcoming the challenges, and now the whole world is against me. I'm going home. Now, we approach this bus stop one more time. But this time, my brain works in another entirely different way. A bus stop is a wonderful place. It's really poetic if you think about it. Look, it's a place where people with totally different backgrounds unite. Because for a brief moment in their lives, they share the same direction in life. Wow, I wonder who I should talk to first. I mean, I don't know anyone here yet, but they're all potential friends, possibly for life. A bus stop is a really good place for an opening scene in a movie. I'm going to start writing a script right now. No, a book. I'm calling publishers. This is a guaranteed success. And now the bus is late. Yay! I have time to get ice cream. These two scenarios are the results of the same impressions being interpreted by the same brain in these two entirely different ways. The first is during a state of depression, and the second is in a state of mania or hypomania. My name is Henrik Wahlström. I'm a Swedish director, author, and influencer, and I live with bipolar disorder. My life changed on January 1st, 2021, when I chose to tell everyone that I was bipolar. Until that day, I had been keeping it a secret from everyone except my very closest family and friends for 12 years. And now I am working to reduce the stigma and prejudice associated with mental illness, because that was the reason why I was so afraid of coming out. Bipolar disorder is a serious chronic condition that affects about 1% to 3% of us. And although it's been known for ages, exactly what causes it is still much of a mystery. But it's a condition that requires you to find ways to keep your balance. It's like walking through life on a narrow balance beam. And when I'm on this beam, you can't tell that I'm bipolar because I have no symptoms. And this is where I spend most of my life. But sometimes I fall. And when I fall to this side, I crash into a dark, scary pit that is really hard to climb out of. Now, this is depression. The lights around me go out. Everything feels hopeless. I'm always tired, no matter how much sleep I get. And I interpret everything in the most negative way possible. Now, from there, a bus stop is a horrible, disgusting place. And depression can happen to anyone. But what is unique to bipolar disorder is that I can fall to the other side of the beam as well and end up in a kind of sickness that often feels better than being free of symptoms. In many ways, it's like the opposite of a depression. Nothing feels impossible. I'm never tired, no matter how little sleep I get, and I interpret everything in the most optimistic way possible. And from there, a bus stop is a place of love and endless possibilities for me and all my new commuter friends. And this side is called mania, or the less extreme hypomania. And it's not as great as it sounds, because only seeing the positive side of things can lead to a lot of unwise decisions. Many end up in debt or having ruined their relationships with friends and loved ones. And once your brain burns out from hyperactivity and lack of sleep, you tend to crash into a depression. And the very highest forms of mania can end you in a psychotic state that usually requires treatment at a hospital. But the message that I am trying to spread is that a good life on the balance beam is possible. Proper medication and a scheduled life can make the beam a bit wider, with more room for errors. And through your life, you can learn to notice the very first signs of tilting to either side and learn ways to counter them before you fall. When I chose to tell everyone I was bipolar, I was terrified because I didn't know what kind of reactions I would get. It really is a kind of coming out process. It's something very personal and private that you've kept to yourself, but now you want someone to know the whole you. But you don't know what kind of response you will get until you say those words. And if you're met with prejudice or rejection, you can't take it back. But people who are coming out with a sexual orientation or a gender identity, for example, they have a great tool, the pride flag. These rainbow colors that can give people a hint to where they have allies. Like that colleague with the pride mug. He might be someone I can be open with if I want to. Or that cafe downtown with a big pride flag on the wall. That might be a place where I dare to wear my makeup in public for the first time. And it struck me that this is what I would have needed all those years. If there was a pride symbol for mental health issues, I might have come out much sooner. So I figured, let's make one. Schrödinger's smiley is a face that is happy and sad at the same time. And it's been around for a while, sometimes associated with bipolar disorder, sometimes not. But I took that symbol and then I drew a heart around it and it just felt cheesy. So then I asked a 4-year-old to draw it for me. And all those little imperfections made it feel just right. I set up a web shop with lots of different kinds of merchandise and went live on Instagram. And I said, this might be super naive to think you can just create a symbol like that. But I have to try. So from now on, this heart symbol is called ups and downs, or upp och ner in Swedish. And it means that the bearer of the symbol has an open and accepting attitude towards mental health issues and different diagnoses. That person is someone who actually wants to know how you're doing when they ask you, how you doing? And all profits are donated to Mind, the association that runs the Swedish suicide hotline. And it worked. It worked so much better than I had ever dared to dream of. Every week I receive new messages from people telling me how this symbol is doing exactly what it was meant to do. How it's opening up new conversations in workplaces where these matters had never been discussed before. And young people telling me how they've been keeping their problems secret, but now suddenly they feel more accepted in their environment just by that little heart showing up on a backpack at school. Now this gives me hope. We are seeing a positive trend when it comes to talking about how we feel, even when we're not feeling good. And this is why I keep sharing my most vulnerable sides for all to see. Because if that can give someone hope, or motivate someone to ask for help, or to reach out to someone who is struggling, then that can really save lives. Thank you.